All right. All right. All right, guys. So, hello, world. My name is Arjun Krishna. I'm the former captain of FRC Team 334. I'm joined here with Noah Tom-Wong, former captain of Team 694, Stuypulse. We're also here with our friendly Canadian Etienne Desbiens, captain of Team 5859. We're also here with Violet Killy, captain of the Iron Maidens. Hold on. Yeah, all right. We're here with Violet Killy, captain of 2265, the Iron Maidens, and Arun Bishop, captain of 1115, the SciBorgs. So, all right, guys, that was one hell of a game hint that they dropped on us, and I know we're all anxious to share our thoughts. So let's just go down everyone. So let's start with you, Noah. What do you think?
Okay, so do you want serious thoughts or not serious thoughts? Because I have both.
Let's start with serious. Let's see what you got.
So what I'm thinking is, it looks like since it's focused on one team, I feel like it's still strongly based on competition. What I'm thinking is that there's like a giant dragon in the middle of the field, and the teams have to like work together to kill it. The reasoning for that being, like, I'm not sure how much FRC is gonna keep the formatting from last year. And if you look at the blueprint in the video, it seems like the two sides are still very sectioned off. So I feel like that it would make a lot of sense that it's still like separate from each other, meaning there wouldn't be as much defense, which would be confusing for why there'd be bumpers. But if there is actually a dangerous game obstacle, then bumpers would be useful because there would be danger. And I feel like that would also be a very cool look. It would just look cool, like giant dragon in the middle of the field, roar, and then like robot trying to kill it. Competition-y, but at the same time, whoever kills it, I don't know. Yeah. And then I also noticed the prominent of helmets, which means safety award this year is gonna be big.
Okay, that's an awesome theory. What do you think, Arun?
Alright, so I have a lot of thoughts. I mean, I was talking with my team a little bit as well, but capture the flag, I think, is kind of
definitely.
Going. I noticed, like, the big thing in the video, you start off with that tower with the blue flag on the top. Middle of the video, the flag's gone. And then you end up with one of the team members holding the flag and kind of getting ready to what seems like attack or do something. I think there's going to be climbing involved. If you look at the field, the blueprint, that map, it's mirrored on both sides. I know it looks kind of like a shoe, but I don't know. I've been staring at this thing, trying to interpret it, and there seems to be, like, I see two boats in the middle of that with those two next to the two rings. But
Water game.
That's what I see there. I mean, I don't want to jump to water game, and I definitely don't think it's going to be a water game. But
it's definitely a water game. They're boats.
So, I mean, what else? I think it definitely hints at both offense and defense. I think it'll be. I think there will definitely be defense somewhere in there because I think it's going to go capture the flag, and there's a lot of other stuff. I have a whole list of things, but
I see. All right, what about you, Violet? What do you think? I know you've been anxious.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I have a lot of thoughts. I'm also definitely thinking like either a King of the Hill or Capture the Flag type thing. There was like a lot of themes. I think one of the big ones was definitely the whole red, blue, yellow, and I was either kind of running through whether there's going to be a third alliance or if that's the yellow is like a cooperation type of thing. And with the cooperation, you saw a lot of like passing the tools. That was kind of running through my head, and then. You see the towers, one of them has like a flag on top, one of them doesn't, so that's why I kind of went towards capture the flag. But my biggest like other thing was that, like, I'm not sure if this is maybe just a coincidence, but I was looking a lot, there seems like this big contrast with like light and dark, because you see in the beginning, lots of light on every frame, there's light shining in the middle, and then there's the flag on top, and then at the end, there's like lightning, and there's no flag, and everything's dark, and then suddenly the robot's eyes start glowing. So maybe there's like some sort of light thing going on. I just thought that was interesting. But yeah, definitely
Perhaps,
same thing.
Yeah. All right. What about you, Etienne?
Well,
you got anything?
in my opinion, it's gonna be like something like King of the Hill, or yeah, pretty much King of the Hill. Since when I looked at the plan,
Ooh. Okay.
I found that
Pulling out paint.
there was MS Paint is in real life. So I found that there was on both sides, and maybe something in the middle, and you can see small human players at the corners.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing, but there are human players.
Okay.
So
Good
yeah,
catch.
that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So all good theories. Yeah, I have a couple ideas of my own. So I noticed that there were there were blue flags, there were red flags. I also saw yellow flags on top of some of the tents in the video. So I wonder if that implies some sort of third alliance, maybe? I don't know. Maybe like a yellow alliance is here. I also noticed that the robot had a bumper on it, so I think bumpers might be coming back permanently. If the robots have to play defense or play offense against other alliances. And yeah, I mean, the fact that they had the gigantic castle at the end, maybe it implies some sort of elevated structure on the field. Maybe the robots go into it somehow. I don't know. Or maybe you have to place the flag on the stronghold, like claim it for your alliance. You know what I mean? Like you capture something, you have to plant your flag. So yeah, maybe it is something like King of the Hill, where you have to claim your territory. So yeah, and I also noticed like when they were towards the end, like it showed the team in like a fighting stance. It also showed the robot like in like a fighting like karate type stance towards the end of the trailer. So maybe that does in fact imply a offensive/defensive game. I also noticed that on the first website that they released, usfirst.org/FRC 2016, you will find the banner for the game. I'm actually surprised that they released the name of the game this early. Like it's October. Like that's insane. But what I noticed is it says launching January 9th. Isn't kickoff usually January 3rd? Am I right about that? Or?
It got moved a lot later season this year. It's January 9th to February 23rd.
Yeah. So they kind of pushed kickoff back a couple days, so that's a bit interesting. I wonder why, but that's really cool. I mean, this is like one of the best teases they've ever given us. I mean, last year's tease was interesting with the trash can, like change is coming. They're just full out giving us the name of the game, which is awesome. So yeah, and I think the fact that they have a flag like on the title of the game, I think the flag is going to be a game piece. It's definitely going to be a game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like in the event that it's a capture the flag game, I reckon that it'd be like neutral flags or something, like in the middle. Like I really wish that I could be like, oh yeah, there's a third alliance, woo, completely big change, but it doesn't seem feasible. I reckon they're more of a middling thing, or like a red herring, or in this case, a yellow herring.
But
I mean, if you look on the first website, you'll see that the flag on their actual logo has red and blue. There's no yellow on there, so I think it does have to hint more to cooperation instead of like a third alliance.
So you think cooperatition's coming back, or?
I think so. Yeah. Looks like it.
I see. Yeah. I mean, I think that after last year, last year's game was a game where someone who didn't kind of know the rules couldn't just like walk into the bleachers and know what they were looking at without asking someone. Whereas in 2014, you could kind of tell what the game was about. Like you can come to the event and say, like, oh, it's like soccer. Like you have to assist the ball down the field and score. It was more of like a spectator sport, right? But this year's game, it wasn't like, you had pool noodles being thrown, you had garbage cans, you had the totes, like no one knew what was going on. And I feel like this year it's going to be more of a spectator sport. Like someone would know what they were looking at right away. Capture the flag or King of the Hill is kind of simple,
Yeah, that was definitely, at least in terms of last year, one of the bigger things was that it was big on, like, the game itself was very fun to program, very fun to build, but I think it wasn't as fun to watch. So I think they are going to try and emphasize the spectator aspect of it this year. So I definitely think we're for something more exciting. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, they throw Disney into the mix, so clearly there's just some high expectations, right?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
I don't know. There were two things that I also noticed. The fact that there were 6 members, 2 of them holding controllers in that kind of battle-ready stance, either hints at I think, a bigger drive team or only 2 alliances. Which, if you look at the first Stronghold kind of ad, there's 3 blue stripes and 2 red. I don't know if there's any significance to that, but something to consider, considering like how they only showed 6 team members and they're kind of focused on that number, and also the fact that there at one point in the video, 2 of the team members are putting the flag over the robot. That was also a little bit like what's going on. Out there. Yeah.
So maybe it is more of a King of the Hill type thing where you're putting the flag up instead of taking the flag down, or.
Right.
I mean that's where the whole like the flag starts up and goes down thing is a little bit interesting to see.
Right. Yeah, so, I mean, definitely an interesting hint this year. It's a lot to think about. I mean, being that my former team's the TechKnights, I think this is definitely our year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, we intend to challenge you, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I accidentally muted Noah here. I don't know how to unmute him, but hold on. Hey Noah, try
No, I think he muted himself.
No, I muted him because there was some background noise. But Noah, if you can hear me, try rejoining me.
There's going to be some background noise for a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. No, now I hear him. There we go.
Hey guys,
yeah, so
there's someone like watching the stream telling me his ideas. So he thinks that it's a fencing or jousting game where robot fight against each other with maybe a button that disables the robot for a few seconds or something. I think like pretty good idea. It could be fun. Being disabled.
I want to turn attention to the tagline, which is "Build your champion, rally your kingdom," which I feel like, and the fact that the robot has like arms, maybe it's like you have to. I was watching the stream after the reveal of the reactions and stuff, and like they're talking about mini bots, but I thought it'd be interesting if like it's like you have to make a robot that builds like an army and then charges it or something. Like,
oh yeah, the Twitch stream they mentioned maybe mini bots coming back.
That would be something.
I think it sounds like Good Game Empire or something like that. You know, like build your empire, conquer the enemy.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen mini bots since 2011, right? That was Logo Motion, right?
Yeah, but they had to climb the wall.
Right. So yeah, no, I think that would be an interesting end game. Yeah. So, I mean, we haven't had an end game, and I think Frank from he's the director first. I think he kind of touched upon how they're kind of trying to prove that they can have an exciting game that doesn't involve an end game. Like 2014 was perfect without an end game. Yeah. And they didn't have an end game for 2015, so they might not have an end game for this year either. But I mean, at the same time, I feel like it would sort of fit in this type of game. It just seems like the type of game where there would be like a climactic ending to it, you know?
So, speaking about offense and defense, I was thinking more about that blueprint. I'm a little bit worried. It might actually be kind of, you know, split into those two sides, because you see that there are those two rings, which I would assume indicates some sort of tower structure or some location that you'd put a flag, which means that each team might be working, each alliance might be working separately and with their own flag and their own kind of area. The only thing is a link between the two. Maybe that hints more about cooperation. Is that kind of thing that almost looks like chain link, but
right.
So.
Yeah. So that's the blueprint. So
that blueprint is very.
Do you guys think those two, like, it looks like a figure 8, like in the middle? I think that might be some sort of structure.
Yeah.
We don't even know if this is the actual field. This might just be. I don't even know what this is. I can't even make it out.
But everything for a reason, right? Everything for a reason.
Yeah.
And also something about the actual outside parts of the blueprint. I assume they would dictate walls if those are actually the field or some sort of drawing of the field. So.
Right. Maybe. Yeah. That. Okay. Thank you for the label.
You're welcome.
So, I wonder. Wait. So, what's he pointing at now? What's the guy pointing at? He's pointing at one of the structures in the. I guess that could be like your castle. Maybe each alliance has like their own castle. And,
Well, I think they called the game Stronghold. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but to me that kind of means something to do with fortifying. So maybe there is some type of like. I mean, obviously like defense, but maybe some sort of like strengthening your.
What
of some sorts.
Yeah,
so maybe in auto, like thinking of the actual game structure, maybe in auto your goal is kind of to erect the flag, and then you kind of have to protect it from. So you have your two strongholds, each alliance erects their flag, and then you have to kind of protect it for the duration of the match. And considering how dynamic this blueprint looks, there might be some aspects of things that you can do to protect it without just being around the stronghold.
Obstacles.
I'm still looking at this because it doesn't seem like there's really a way to cross between the two sides of the field, but there are openings on each side of those rings. You can kind of barely see them. So.
Right.
I mean, all I know is teams that don't have a strategy team gotta get like a strategy crew or strategy person gotta get one this year. Because
that's for sure. That's for sure. There definitely seems a lot about that. Like for anyone who's played like Siege or the actual Stronghold game or any game that kind of has to do with this sort of theme, definitely seems to be hinting strategy.
I don't know. When I was watching the video, I got such a strong like MMO vibe, like this mobile game. I was just like, oh wait, this. I don't know. Like it was just, and so it got me thinking about like. I feel like it's more. I feel like it's gonna be a lot of defense somehow. I just think Stronghold MMO in general, but
right.
I don't know.
What about a game where like robot would assemble like Power Rangers and become?
That'd be cool.
Cool. One can dream. Definitely.
Going back to what. Going back to what Violet said about the whole lighting thing, I also noticed the fact that there.
I think we just
cliffhanger.
All right. Hold on, he's
there we go. It's going in and out. Anyway, so the robot has those eyes, and they do light up, which I think might hint towards some sort of computer vision playing a part again. That wasn't really a big thing last year. I mean, they were on the sides of the toad, but it's got a little bit useless in my opinion. And I think so. Maybe it'll be having a comeback, some sort of way of detecting the flag, detecting the stronghold, things like that. So more things to just think about. I mean, a lot of things that we haven't seen last year's game, I think will probably be coming back, like bumpers and vision and stuff like that.
I see. Yeah. I mean, I know at championships they were talking about the use of Microsoft HoloLens. I don't know if that would be for this year or in the future, but I think they were hinting towards the use of something like that, some wearable apparatus that you can use to either control your robot or use it in Auton. I don't know, but maybe
That'd be
that could come into play.
That'd be really cool.
Like the evolution of the Kinect. You know, they really pushed it a few years ago, and now it would be like something else.
Right. Yeah.
Something that you can use and that could be like useful. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. So you know, we have a lot to look forward to. I think we're gonna end it here. So thank you guys all for watching the first Captain's Roundtable live Google Hangout, and there will be more to come, especially on Kickoff Day, which is now January 9th, according to the
Lots
first
to look
website.
forward to.
Yeah, so we'll be back, and we'll be back even before then if they drop any more hints. So thank you all for watching, and this is Arjun Krishna, Noah, Violet, Etienne, and Arun signing out from the.
I'm so mad I'm not on a team this year. So mad. Why couldn't it be last year? Why did Recycle with my captain beam? Oh.
All right, guys. Signing out. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.